Welcome back to Character Conversions, where I try to bring fictional characters to life in D&D. Today we build the former member of the Ten Commandments and the Goat's Sin of Lust, Gowther. For stats we'll be using the standard array of the Player's Handbook, divided up as you see here. Charisma is where we'll be drawing on our magic from, with Constitution representing the sturdy nature of our artificial body, followed up with Dex to make sure we can do okay in close range. For race, Gowther is a doll created by one of the most powerful wizards in existence. For this we'll be going with Warforged. This raises our Constitution by +2 and our Charisma by +1, raising them both to a 16. We gain Constructed Resilience, giving us advantage against being poisoned and resistance to poison damage. We don't need to eat, drink, or breathe, we're immune to disease, and we don't need to sleep. We can't magically be put to sleep. Sentry's Rest makes it so we get a long rest in 6 hours. Integrated Protection gives us +1 to our AC. We don armor in an hour-long process, but it can't be removed against our will after this. Interesting point, we only have to be proficient with the armor, nothing says the armor has to be properly our size. So while it may not be rules as intended, it could be possible to wear a giant suit of armor like Gowther did originally in The Sins. Specialized Design gives us proficiency with a skill and a tool. Choose whatever tool you like, but for the skill we will grab Deception. Finally, for languages we speak Common and Infernal. For our background, our two best options, in my opinion, are either Charlatan or Faceless, because both involve a feature that hides our identity. Not only were we in hiding when we were introduced, but we were also formerly a Ten Commandment. I'll be going with Charlatan. This gives us proficiency with Deception and Sleight of Hand as skills, we're proficient with the Disguise and Forgery kits, and our feature is False Identity. This gives us a complete second identity with all the details required, as well as making us able to perfectly forge official documents so long as we have seen them. For class, the most thematic Mind Manipulation class, in my opinion, is Sorcerer. Specifically, the Aberrant Mind Sorcerer. This gives us a d6 hit die, proficiency with daggers, darts, slings, quarterstaffs, and light weapons, and we're proficient with Constitution and Charisma saves. For skills, we'll pick up Arcana and Religion. As a first level Aberrant Mind Sorcerer, we gain Psionic Spells, Telepathic Speech, 4 cantrips, and 2 first level spells. Psionic Spells are spells we automatically gain that don't count against our spells known. This level we gain the Mind Sliver cantrip, Arms of Hadar, and Dissonant Whispers. Telepathic Speech will allow us to form a telepathic communication with one creature within 30 feet as a bonus action. After doing so, we can communicate telepathically in a language we both know, so long as we're within a number of miles of each other equal to our Charisma modifier. For cantrips, let's grab Friends, Light, Message, and Minor Illusion. Our first level spells will be Charm Person and Detect Magic. As a second level sorcerer, we gain our Font of Magic and another first level spell. Font of Magic gives us a pool of sorcery points equal to our level that we can convert into spell slots and vice versa. For a spell this level we'll grab Sleep, though we may need to weaken Escanor a bit before this will work on him. As a third level sorcerer, we gain our first instance of Meta Magic, more psionic spells, and a second level spell of our choice. For Meta Magic options, let's pick up Quicken and Empowered. Gowther does seem to be able to fire off his spells pretty quickly, and when they hit, they are effective. Our psionic spells this level are Calm Emotions and Detect Thoughts, both perfect representation of Gowther's mind control abilities. For a first second level spell, let's grab Crown of Madness. Not a perfect representation of Hijack, but an okay stand-in right now. Fourth level is our first ability score improvement. We'll trade this for the Eldritch Adept feat and take Mask of Many Faces Eldritch Invocation. Now able to cast Disguise Self at will, we can alter our appearance as easily as Gowther does in the show. Next we gain our first cantrip and another second level spell. The cantrip will be taking Mending, which actually seems nice for a Warforged to have thematically. For our second level spell, we'll pick up Hold Person to represent Break Her Off. At 5th level, we gain more psionic spells and a third level spell of our choice. Our psionic spells are Hunger of Hadar and Sending, with our third level spell being Catnap. As a 6th level Aberrant Mind Sorcerer, we gain Psionic Sorcery, Psychic Defenses, and a third level spell. Psionic Sorcery allows us to cast any spell from our Psionic Spells feature by spending a number of sorcery points equal to the spell's level. When we cast this way, the spell requires no verbal or somatic components, and only requires a material component if they are consumed by the spell. Psychic Defenses gives us resistance to psychic damage and advantage on saves against being charmed or frightened. For our spell this level, we'll pick up Fear. We can invoke feelings of love in our enemies. I think we can invoke Fear as well. 7th level sees us gaining another set of psionic spells and a 4th level spell of our choice. Our psionic spells include Avard's Black Tentacles and Summon Aberration. Neither of these are actually very good representation of Gowther's abilities. For our 4th level spell this level, we'll be picking up Charm Monster. 8th level is our next ability score improvement. We'll be dropping this into our Charisma this time, raising it to an 18. Next we gain another 4th level spell, of which we'll be taking Rotham's Psychic Lance. And while we're at it, we'll swap out Summon Aberration with Dominate Beast using our Psionic Spells class feature. 9th level is our final instance of Psionic Spells and a 5th level spell of our choice. Our Psionic Spells are Rary's Telepathic Bond and Telekinesis, and for our 5th level spell we'll pick up Dominate Person. 10th level we gain another Metamagic option, 1 cantrip, and another 5th level spell. For Metamagic, let's grab Twin Spell. Cantrip will be Mage Hand, and our 5th level spell, Synaptic Static. Using our Psionic Spells feature again, we'll trade Telekinesis for the Modify Memory spell to make sure we can erase Deanne's memory. At 11th level, we gain our 6th level spell, of which we'll be taking Mass Suggestion. 12th level is our next ability score improvement. We'll drop this into our Charisma, capping it off at 20. 13th level is our 7th level spell. None of them really feel like good picks for Gowther, so we'll drop back to 6th level and pick up Mental Prison. As a 14th level Aberrant Mind Sorcerer, we gain Revelation and Flesh. As a bonus action, we can spend sorcery points to transform our body in various ways for 10 minutes. For each 1 point we spend, we can either see invisible creatures within 60 feet, gain a flying speed equal to our walking speed, and the ability to hover, gaining swimming speed equal to double our walking speed, plus the ability to breathe underwater, not that it matters for us, or the ability to squeeze through spaces as narrow as an inch and escape from being restrained or grappled with 5 feet of movement. Now each of these comes with some visual changes to your character, so maybe work out how that works for Gowther with your GM. 15th level is our 8th level spell, of which the most obvious choice here is Dominate Monster. 16th level is our next ability score improvement. Let's get rid of our odd ability score and take Resilient, raising our dexterity to a 14 and giving us proficiency with dexterity saving throws. 17th level is our final Metamagic option and our 9th level spell. Our Metamagic option will be picking up Heightened Spell for when we really need our spells to work. Our 9th level spell will be Psychic Scream. As an 18th level Aberrant Mind Sorcerer, we gain Warping Implosion. Once per long rest, or more if we spend 5 sorcery points, we can teleport as an action to a space we can see within 120 feet. Each creature within 30 feet of the space we left must make a strength saving throw. Should they fail, they are pulled to the closest unoccupied space near where we left and take 3d10 force damage. On a success, they take half damage and aren't pulled. 19th level is our final ability score improvement. We'll drop this into our Constitution, raising it to an 18. 20th level, the capstone of our build, is Sorceress Restoration. This makes it so we now regain 4 sorcery points when we take a short rest. End result sees us with an average of 152 hit points and an AC of 13. We aren't that hard to hit, but there's a reason we fight at range primarily. Our primary method of attack is going to be the Mind Sliver cantrip, allowing us to average 18 damage a round. This comes with also causing them to subtract a d4 from the next saving throw they make. Comboing this with Quicken Spell will help us make sure we get our clutch spells to land home. The rest of our spell repertoire revolves primarily around control. So while our high charisma might make us an adequate face, I'd say our low wisdom and lack of proficiency in persuasion probably means we'll be trying to use our magic instead of our words. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, comment your opinions or suggestions for new builds. Please subscribe to the page, check out Patreon for character sheets, and maybe consider sliding me $1. My goal is maybe 100 $1 patrons by the end of the year. I hope all your 20s are natural, and I'll see you next time.